Hello YouTube! Welcome back to Mine Mogul. And of course, the new map here. When we last left off, we had basically finished up the main area here. At least for what we can do. We've got quite a few more we could go and put down, more mines. If we had the, what are they called? The big uns, you know. The actual big mines. The, whatever the giant freaking ones are. I believe they're called the heavy mines, if I remember correctly. Whatever they're called. If we had them, yeah, sure. We could put them down in the main, place. So, we're pretty much done until we can get that. So, for the little bits of lulls, I decided we were going to just open up these two caverns. This one, of course, if you remembered watching it, it's just a tiny little gold area. We can slap this out real quick, in fact. I think that might be the game plan of what we're going to be doing today. But first, to start off with what we're going to do, is we're going to finish exploring this. Now, when we last left off, I had climbed this because, well, like gold, I thought that it was going to be a tiny one. No, 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 no. No, it definitely isn't. In fact, we've got quite a bit more exploring to do here. We've got a little bit of river right here. We got some copper. All in all, not bad. Not bad at all. Like, really not bad at all. And we've got a little thingamabobber here to purchase. And I'm going to do that because I, well, got the money. And I want to. And it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to do that anyways. Since this is a coppery area. Oh hey, this did open up. You know. Since it's a copper area, and our copper area is obviously just right over here, what we could do with it is we could add it to the line. Now, that's going to be not exactly easy, because, well, trying to get this on up there is probably going to be a pain and a half. Well, maybe not as difficult as I thought it was going to be. Okay, not as difficult as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be way tougher than that. Oh well. So yeah, eventually we'll be setting up, well, maybe we'll also do that too. Maybe we'll quickly set up a bit of a copper thing here as well. Since, yes, and do we have any more copper? No, not down here. So we'll probably also do that. We'll probably also just quickly set up the slight copper area here, just to add a little bit more power to what we are already getting. Oh, resources, whatever. But first and foremost, before we do anything else, we are going to do some exploring. Because, well, obviously, this is a new area, and we gotta explore. Even if it's not all that important, we gotta explore. So let's see what we got up here. And looking like a bit of an iron coal situation. Yeah, iron, big iron on his head. Alrighty. Bit of copper. And yeah, this is just pure. Okay. So in here we're looking at just pure. Oh, hey, cool. More places to go. Yeah, in here in this first area we're looking at iron and coal. That's what we're looking at here. And we've got a couple of other places we can run off to. Gotta say, they really made a big map, didn't they? Ay. With a little bit of extra copper that we could just toss down the hole. Actually, we really could just do that, couldn't we? Yeah, we could do that. I think I will do that. Seeing as how I already said that I'm already planning on adding the, making the copper line sync up and all that jazz. Might as well. No sense not to. Alrighty. And I know I've said this before and I'll say it again, but boy am I glad there's no fall damage. Boy am I glad there's no fall damage. Alright, just finish off the last of this copper junk so we can add it to the pile. And there. Alright. Now, the first thing that we are going to do is, obviously, we are going to set up the copper since we're literally right here. There's no reason not to. We're literally right next to the copper. So, we might as well. That being said, I'm not going to be too super stupid about this. Well, I could add the coal onto there, because coal line's already going to be that. But I do need to go and get something first. And that would be platforms. Ah, scaffolding. Don't have it unlocked. Yeah, I don't unlock scaffolding all that really quickly. I just don't really have the desire to do that. But we're going to need a little bit of scaffolding. And just these ones. And we're also going to need quite a few of these. Perfect. Alrighty. Excellent. So, good news and bad news. Good news. We can already just set it up here, and there shouldn't be too much of a problem. Ooh. We can already set it up here, and there shouldn't be too much of a problem. That being said, there might be a slight problem later on. When it comes to trying to get the coal sorted. Because, well, if I do grab all this coal right here and add it to the pile, what is immediately going to happen is it's all going to get sorted off here, which is just fine. That's fine. We'd be fine there. However, the problem comes, yeah, over here. That's gonna be a slight issue, I can already tell. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab all of this. Not just grab all this, but also grab you and... Actually, I should really turn this around. Yeah, I'm gonna turn this around. Shoot. Come here. I'm gonna turn this around. Okay, so that might have been what I was hearing glass breaking. It might have been this one that I was hearing the glass breaking. Which is both not good and also very good. We figured out the problem very early on. So, how are we going to handle this? Well, good question. I think what I would prefer to do is delete this, kind of, and have it go like so. I would prefer that if I could. And then I could just have it go like this. Go like that. And you go like that. And there. Now, all of the coal and gemstones that these will produce, which is the diamonds and the emeralds at very low quantities, should just kick out. Should just kick out to the side. I mean, should just keep going forward, while the copper, all of the forms of copper, once I get this up here, will be kicked out to the side. And there. That might have been the slight problem of what we were hearing, every now and again a bit of glass breaking. I just didn't think about that, honestly, while I was making the copper. I wouldn't be too shocked if a few of you guys were having a slight conniption fit about that, thinking, God dang it, Alan, why are you being such an idiot? Understandable. Alan is an idiot sometimes. Very much so. But now, there should not be much of a problem. We will just go and set this up. Shouldn't be too difficult. We should be done with this in just a couple of minutes. And the better news is that we can actually go and do stuff like, say, taking the gemstones and just adding it to the damn pile. And it should be good. Didn't have any real... Well, we'll have a slight issue of it backing up. Just for a little bit. But it won't be anything serious. At least not yet. Yeah, see? Only backs up for a quick half second and then it stops. Though that might back up just a little bit. But it'll be fine. Alright. And now we do that again. Well, actually no. Now we go grab the couple of mines we're going to need. And maybe a bit of light too. Just because, well, while I really don't care to try to keep the place super neat or whatever, or keep it, you know, lit up, it is nice to at least keep it somewhat lit up. Alright, now you... Well, let's put you right here. Yeah. That'll keep things somewhat nice and lit up. Save it over here. Alrighty. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now, we can bring these on over here. Get copper and copper all set up. Okay, so us go with you. And that way. And that way. And we're going to need to... Yes, send you down. Send you over. And now it should just be a straight shot over the little bridge. And there. Should be able to just turn them on. Neat. Okay, so we will just turn these on. And I will grab all of you, because it should have cleared up enough. Should have cleared up enough to where I can start sending copper through again, and it won't be overflowing, the furnace. This is going to be a slight issue, so but nothing too crazy. Yeah, like I said, nothing too crazy. And it should not overflow. The 4 mines here should be okay for now. There shouldn't be any... well, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. It was going to overflow a little bit from that amount of copper. But, like I was saying, the 3 mines should not overflow one of these. Yeah, you can see it's going down pretty easily. Especially since there's also coal that is occasionally being pumped out instead of copper. So every now and again, sure, yeah, it's going to get a little bit higher up, but it shouldn't be too bad. Plus, now we had just basically doubled our copper production, which is very, very good. Very, very good. Oh. 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 Yeah, that happens. That happens. Okay. That happens. Alrighty. I'm going to need... Do I already have it? I didn't think I did, but... No, I didn't. Okay, I'm gonna need that. The iron... The ingot straightening conveyor belt. Yeah, this specific one is really, really gosh dang annoying sometimes, because it does stuff like this where it'll actually get bunched up because it's, well, just like that. So, all we gotta do is just do that. Won't exactly help out too much. Honestly speaking, I should probably go and drag this on over here. But from here on out, it should not be a problem. Should not be much of a problem, I guess I should say. Yeah. It should just go in safe and sound, no matter how many of these dang things there are. Okay, good. There is that slight problem where a massive amount of them come through, but, well, there's not much more I can do. Well, there's a lot more I can do, realistically speaking here. But, yeah, that's just going to be a problem. The main reason for this problem is because of, well, how much we're producing. We're producing a lot of ingots. I mean, we got iron coming in from all over the place. It's unsurprising. But, oh well, that's copper done. With a little extra coal and... yeah, I was afraid of this. It's not completely backed up yet, but like I said before, we are on the cusp. This might back up eventually. I mean, it technically is backing up right now, but yeah, it might back up to the point where it's actually overflowing eventually. But that's fine. We've got everything more or less sorted. So let's head on over here and let's get to work on this stuff over here. I'm just gonna grab all this stuff. Alrighty. And if we go out up here, we are now in our upper area where the coal is. And we're just going to eventually clear this out. I don't know if we're going to do this today once we're done with all this. Oh, hey, cool. Come here. I don't know if we're going to do this today or if we're going to do it next episode. Whatever happens, happens. But we are going to light this place up so it's a little bit easier to see what we're going to be working with here. Alrighty. So, what are we working with? Well, open this up. 1, 2, 3. 3 gold mines is what we're working with. Not bad at all. Not bad, not bad. And if you look at our quests, we've been having a quest to go and actually get some gold for a while now. So, we were well overdue to do this. This was well overdue. So, we shall just go and... Alright, let's pure coal. I am gonna go and I'm going to separate the iron. And I'm gonna really quickly run it down to the iron line. I really shouldn't. What I should do with it is take it beyond the sorter. But it is what it is. Okay, so how are we going to do this? Well, I'm gonna need to go get a sorter because we will be sorting it off, obviously. I think what we're going to do is we're going to set up. I think we're gonna set up a bit of a gold production area in between these spots. I think that's what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna put a gold smeltery over here, which it would probably be a good idea to then get an ore crusher to do that, and a couple of blast furnaces. Don't need any of the other stuff. The other stuff we can get later. Well, the other stuff we've already got in spades. Of course, as I've already pointed out, we are kind of pushing the limits of what our stuff can do. So it might not be a good idea for me to continue doing this. That being said, I am going to do something along these lines. Where I am going to just go in, plop this on down here. Now, will that get in the way of you? Okay, good. Okay, so coal is obviously going to... Oop, shoot. Oh, that kind of works out. Hey, coal will obviously get dumped off to the side. Obviously. Will then run down there, add itself to the normal coal line, which I think I already have directly feeding into the shaker. So we should not have to worry about that. That should not be something we need to worry about. What we do need to worry about is what are we going to do with gold? And that is actually going to be a pretty simple, straightforward thing, actually. The gold, like I said, we're going to probably just turn it into a... We're probably going to just set it up down here, over here. Just a quick crushing and smeltery place. Something along these lines, right here. There, and then that. And then we can just run you like so. And we'll just do the over-under trick. And there we go. Ah, right, I forgot. We don't have a polishing machine, right? We don't... Well, yeah, we can just buy one real quick. Quite a bit of money to be spending for just a single line of 3 machines, but then again, oh well. It's not like it's that bad. And it'll basically ensure that we are gold. And what's more is we can set up another sorter that will basically just set it up so that only the gold actually goes through there. Whereas the other stuff runs on down here. And is added onto this line. There. So now only gold will be allowed on this line. And we will need more straight conveyor belts. Whereas all the gemstones and such will plop onto the belt going towards the polishing machine. And all of it will basically coalesce into a very, very good, well, a very good stack. And while we're over here, anyways, I am a little bit worried. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Okay, yeah. I was worried about that. Yep. That's not good. Alrighty. We're gonna need to do something about that. That bit of coal that I put on the line definitely messed it up a bit. if I tear all this stuff off, should... Yeah. Because I added so much onto that line, it kind of messed it up. Dang it. I was a little worried about that. Oh well. Oh well. If it wasn't for me being a little bit too impatient and adding that stuff to the line, it would have been fine. But because I was a little bit too impatient, it wasn't able to actually go and push things through quickly. But if I'm a little bit more patient, we might be able to just... Nope. Nope. Gosh darn it. Okay. Well, that's a solid no. I thought if I was just took a little bit less, we could be good, but apparently that's a no. Alright, 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 alright. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's not, but I'm just gonna say it. There. There. Grab you two. There. Okay. And we're back to being fine-ish. And one of the things we need to go grab is we need to get the bigger box. We're going to be needing the bigger box real quick. Because if this keeps up like it is, well, it's not going to be good. So we need the bigger box. Good news is, I get this gold setup, we should being the key word here, be on track to doing what we need to do. I'm just moving that there so I can put up a little bit. It's gonna look weird, but I've made weirder stuff. Alrighty, so now we grab you. And we just begin setting this up. And once we finish setting you up, that should... Is this a... No, that's not a... It's not a cluster. That's what a cluster looks like. Okay. Sorry, the clusters are making me question what the gold looks like. Okay. So, now that I've got that sorted, now we can begin sorting. And by begin sorting, I mean crush up all this random gold. Come on. Okay, not quite done. Okay, so, oh my, Jesus, make sure that does not fall down there. Okay, so, we grab some of you, we put you on the belt, we wait a half second, and then we repeat the process. This is how you don't overload it. You just stagger it. Of course, sometimes I just get a little bit too impatient, and, well, you've seen what happens. Alright, grab all this stuff. Toss it on down there. We go see how we've been doing. Not bad, not bad. Of course, it's going to overflow a little bit because, well, unsurprising here. But just because it's overflowing doesn't mean that it's not doing decent. Yeah, good. Of course, now our ingots are overflowing. And that's a slight problem. Oh! I do need to grab one. You, come here. Come here. Stop running. There. Now the gold should be kicking over there, where it'll be added to the lines. And now we should be gaining all sorts of cool stuff. Alright. Oh, and there's another quest that can be done. Astral Rod, sure. Alrighty. So, it's for sure going to work. At least, as far as getting the gold onto the line is concerned, it's going to work. Now, what I need to do is I need to clear this out a little bit so I can actually get my stuff up here. If I'm going to want the... Yeah, if I'm going to want it to go up here some way, shall we do it like that? If we do, that might be the best case scenario. And instead of having this one, do it same thing. Well, you know what? No, because that's going to block it. Just need to do one further. Do that. That. Alrighty, and there. Now I should be able to do something like that. And do something like that. And I can just drag this gold on over here. And not quite done. There we go. Now we just finish the line. And not get stuck in our own gosh dang conveyor belt. And there we go. Okay. And that should do it. We are completely set up. But before we actually get into letting any of this stuff run, I'm gonna just break all this stuff up and just send it on the conveyor belt. Because I have no doubt in my mind that if I do it before, if we do it after we turn all the stuff on, some bad stuff's gonna happen. It's probably gonna get backed up again, and no, just no. did forget this bunch of copper, though, apparently. And this coal. There we go. Alright. And now I will grab all of these. Not the gear whatever, but this stuff. And I shall add it to the line. And if we did everything right, it should just go on its merry little way. Another one of these drill bits. Obviously we'll want to keep them for later. I don't know how many I have as of yet, but I'm willing to bet that from what I'm seeing so far, we're probably going to have a overabundance of them. Oh, you are kidding me. Iron? Really? This is our gold line, not our iron line. Adding literally just one of these shouldn't screw with the system. Just one should not screw with the system. 2 or 3, yeah, sure, that starts screwing with the system. But just one shouldn't be a problem. I say, hoping and praying. Oh well. Let's just continue on. Got some coal here. And yeah, that. Oops. Quite yet. Okay, that should be all the little nodes we got in here, all finished up. Add them to the pile, and now I should be able to turn all of our auto miners on. There. They're all on. They're all producing gold and other such trinkets. And we should be golden. Pun not really intended. I will double check to make sure that I'm not stupid and we didn't just add these to the... Okay, good. Good. And that's still going. Alrighty. And is this... No, it's not really backing up, but kind of. Alrighty. Excellent. So, and there's our first, well, not really first bits of mined gold, but that's more of our stuff, adding to the pile. Should be coming in here shortly, though. Yes, that's the first bit of our actual auto miner mined gold. I'll get kicks to the side, and then it gets turned into gold. Perfect. We are now all sorted. All of our gold is now being set up. We should be able to start making... Oops, missed one. We should be able to start thinking about other stuff now. Come on. Get in there. Now, what are we actually going to be thinking about? Well, that case is actually pretty easy. We are going to be turning that big place up there into our steel making area. Because to make steel, you need, well, iron and coal. We need coal for sure, and iron I'm fairly certain is what we need. I don't think you can make steel with copper or coal. I haven't tested that in my other game yet, but I'm almost 100% certain that You can't make steel with coal or gold. I mean, obviously in real life you can't, as far as I know anyways. Maybe I'm wrong. Could be. Have been before. Really though, I should really bug this out a little bit. I should make this a little less much. They get backed up way too much here at the rod extruder. Yeah, they just pump out way too many. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should. Switch it so that the rod extruder is the one that's actually being kicked out last. I think I will. Okay, so we are going to call the game here for now. I do believe I'm going to really quickly off camera switch that around so that the rod extruder is not being overworked. Because the plate machine can be overworked like a son of a gun, I've found. But the rod extruder is extender, whatever. That thing tends to have a bit of an issue. So we're gonna call it here. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. And when you guys come back next, I think we're gonna get started working on that steel production. Now, I'm not saying we're actually gonna finish it, but I think that's what we're gonna start next. So, thank you all for watching, and sayonara.